You know, we talk to AI all the time now. We ask it questions, and it gives us these answers that feel almost human. But have you ever really stopped and thought, how in the world does a machine, something that only gets ones and zeros, actually understand what our words mean? Well, that is the secret we are cracking open right now. So let's just get right to it. How does AI understand language if, at the end of the day, it's all just math? I mean, it seems impossible, doesn't it? How do you turn something like a joke, or a feeling, or a simple question into an equation? It turns out there's a really clever and kind of beautiful secret behind it all.
And here it is. This is the core idea. The AI takes every single word you can think of and translates it into a specific list of numbers. It takes our messy, complicated world of language and turns it into the clean, logical world of math, a language it can actually understand and work with.
Now, there's a technical name for this, and it's vector embedding. But don't let the fancy term fool you. The key is to think of that list of numbers as a coordinate, just like a point on a map. It's a specific address, but instead of a place, it's an address for a word's meaning.
Honestly, this is the best way to think about it. We all use GPS, right? You punch in a couple of numbers, latitude and longitude, and you can find any exact spot on the planet. Vector embeddings do the exact same thing, but for ideas. They're not mapping physical locations, they're literally mapping the entire universe of meaning.
Okay, let's make this real. Imagine a super simple version of this meaning map. A word like king might get plotted at the coordinate 0.9, 0.3. Now queen, a word that's very similar in concept, is right nearby at 0.8, 0.4. But a word like banana, well, that has a totally different meaning, so it's way over on the other side of the map at 0.1, 0.9. You can actually see the relationships.
And this is the most important rule of the entire system. On this map, distance is meaning. Words that are close together, like king and queen, they're similar. Words that are far apart, like king and banana, they are different. That one simple rule is what lets an AI navigate our language. Okay, so we've got this map, but how does the AI actually use it to think? How does it handle a question that requires real understanding, like who is the female version of a king? It can't just look that up, right? It has to figure out the relationship between those ideas.
Well, the answer is just so cool. It does some math, and it sounds really complex and crazy, but the math itself is surprisingly simple. It's basically arithmetic that lets the AI travel across this map of meaning to find answers it was never explicitly told.
So here's how it actually does it. The AI starts at the coordinate for king. Then it subtracts the coordinate for man, which is like it's literally removing the concept of maleness. Then it adds the coordinate for woman, putting the concept of femaleness into the equation. And this little journey gives it a brand new coordinate, a new destination on our meaning map.
And get this, the AI looks at that new spot on the map and just asks, okay, what's the closest word to here? And sitting right there, closer than any other word, is queen. The AI didn't know the answer, it calculated the relationship. How amazing is that?
And that right there, that is the huge leap. This whole system of vector embeddings is how AI goes from just knowing dictionary definitions to actually understanding context and relationships and even analogies. It's not about memorizing facts, it's about understanding the hidden math that connects all of our ideas. So, why does any of this matter? Because this is the engine behind almost everything we see in modern AI. It's what lets you search for a concept, not just a keyword. It's how AI can pick up on subtle nuance in a conversation. And it's the core technology that powers these incredibly advanced systems like RAG that can read through tons of documents to give you the most relevant answer. So, look, if you take away just one thing from all of this, let it be this. AI isn't building a giant encyclopedia in its head. It's not memorizing things. It's drawing a map, a complex, incredible map of how all of our meanings and ideas relate to each other.
And that, of course, leaves us with a pretty mind-bending question to chew on. If AI can now create a mathematical map for something as complex and human as language, what's next? What other abstract parts of our world is it going to learn to map and to understand?